John here from NoJokeNHL. We're here to talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Eastern Conference. Pittsburgh, of course, finishing #1 in the Metropolitan Division with the, in essence, the #2 seed, taking on the #1 wild card Columbus Blue Jackets, who finished 4th in the division. Pittsburgh comes in at 109 points, plus 42 goal differential, and when healthy, they've certainly played some outstanding hockey. Marc-Andre Fleury has been outstanding as well in the regular season. They've again, marched through the regular season with relative ease. Columbus Blue Jackets, as I said, get the top wild card spot, finishing at 93 points, same as the Red Wings, but they have 4 more wins than the Red Wings, so they certainly get the tiebreaker there. They come in at plus 15 goal differential, and they came in a little hotter, 6-4, and they played pretty well coming into that as far as holding at bay. Capitals had a spot to come in. Flyers were certainly flirting with that spot, and they could have actually taken over for them, but Columbus was able to secure the #1 seed, or #1 wild card seed, I should say, in the Eastern Conference, and their reward is to play the Pittsburgh Penguins, who has dominated them all season long. Let's look at the Formax numbers for the season. Basically what I did is I looked at the Formax numbers for the entire season. I didn't do the season averages, but what I did is I looked at how many times each team scored the offensive maximum and how many times each team gave up the defensive maximum, to kind of get a balance as to how things went. And then I looked at those same stats for the last 20 games. And then I did Formax averages for the last 20 games, the last 15 games, 10, and then 5 coming into the game. So let's do the for the last 5 coming in for the matchup tomorrow night. And Columbus coming in at a very respectable 3.2 goals per game average on Formax for the last 5 games on offense, and they're only giving up 1.8 on defense. Pittsburgh comes in 2.4 on offense and 3.2 on defense, and that's been the story for the last 10 games or so for them. And again, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries. Malkin has been out, but that's really no excuse for giving up a whole bunch of goals to go with that. So looking at the matchup as far as the series goes, or for the full season, Pittsburgh very respectable, 33 times hitting the maximum. But the bad part is 6 of those maxes came in their last 20 games. So basically 27 of those were the first 60 games for Pittsburgh. So they were going pretty much 33% in that part, and now they went down to like 20% of their games going the offensive max. They've given up 24 defensive maxes for the season and 6 defensive maxes in the last 20 games. They've been really just Pittsburgh's been rather average. They've been average. They average going back 20 games 2.5 on offense, 2.6 on defense. For 15 games, 2.53 and 2.53. So they're pretty steady in 2.6 and 2.6. So they've been fairly steady as far as offense and defense, but that means that they're not dominating anybody either. Columbus actually, like I said, plays some stellar defense. Last 20 games, for the last 20 games, 2.2 on offense, really slow, but then they were only giving up 2.1. So defense certainly fares a lot better. 2.4 and 2.13 on offense and defense for 15 games for them, and 2.7 and 2.0 for the last 10. So Columbus certainly coming in with the better numbers as far as momentum in that respect. As far as the series goes, I mean, Columbus is pretty much like a 160 underdog, and they're probably pretty live. I mean, Pittsburgh won all 4 of these series, and it really depends on how healthy Pittsburgh can get. Rumor is that Malkin is going to be coming back. They've been resting him up, but that is a key for them. As far as Columbus, they lack a little depth. For sure, but Bobrovsky should be able to keep them in games, and we've seen Marc-Andre Fleury certainly melt down in the last 2 seasons in the playoffs. So he has a lot of explaining to do, or a lot of proof to put up here. I mean, this is either put up or shut up for them, and if they go out early here, I mean, you better believe it that Blisman and everybody is going to be gone, including Fleury. So there's a lot of pressure on Pittsburgh, and I really it's tough to predict what their mindset is coming in. Like I said, they had another great dominant regular season. They kind of catch a little break with Columbus, but like I said, it's not super easy. I mean, it's not like they're the biggest favorite on the board here. That would be Boston this round. So it should be a fairly decent series. I mean, I would have trouble saying Pitt is certainly going to win this, and probably what I end up doing is looking at some totals. Like I said, Pittsburgh definitely likes to play towards the overs, so hopefully maybe in a game one we can get a low-scoring game and some indicators that'll look like it was like kind of like a tea kettle, and maybe they'll have some overs coming, and maybe we'll get some overs with some value. As far as playing the series, like I said, I'm probably going to play this game to game. Not going to take a series play on this, but I would probably lean Columbus. I think they're kind of the live underdog here. Maybe if you're a Columbus backer, you get the one of those great things where maybe Pittsburgh wins on home ice for game one, and then you can pick up Columbus at nearly 3-1. And if you really are a believer, and like I said, Columbus looks relatively solid. So unless they get blown out on ice, on Pittsburgh ice in game one, then like I said, that's probably the move to make. I mean, Pittsburgh probably come out live, probably win game one, and then like I said, you can jump on at like 3-1 in game two. So certainly a plan to do there. So with that brings us to the end of this matchup. Like I said, definitely check out the other matchups on there. That's in order. And I'm going to be putting up a little piece on Stat Intelligence, some Formax information for all these games, for all these teams, I should say, for everybody that wants to take some notes and utilize them for their own handicapping if they want. So with that, let's drop the puck, but more importantly, let's make some money.